Hey, what's up, Saberland? Just want to make a quick video on the latest install I did about a couple days ago. This is a KR Sabers DV6, aka Return of the Jedi Darth Vader hilt. When I first saw this hilt, I honestly didn't care for it that much, but now that I got it, I do like it a lot. Like a lot. Super, super sturdy, has a nice heft to it. The only thing I still have to do is add the grips onto it. I'm just waiting for my buddy who has a 3D printer to print me the grip guide. And then once I get that, I can add the grips. And it's basically all complete. But install-wise, it's all done. Here's the chassis. This is the Eco chassis. It's really nice. I like the, I don't know, like, I call it greebly work, or just how the chassis looks, so it's not super plain like some of the other Goth Eco chassis. I don't know if this is Goth Eco chassis. It might not, it might be. But, you know, you have removable battery, spring side negative. I prefer spring sides negative battery tabs than the, like the rivets or whatever they're called. I think it just holds the battery better and it's a lot easier to take out. Here you have a massive 31mm speaker. I think since most of my sabers are 28mm, the Saber Ray X Base and Smuggler Outpost and 1KR, I think I do prefer a 28mm speaker over 31. I just think the sound quality is a little bit better. Now this obviously can get louder, but I just think overall sound quality for speaker wise, I think a 28 sounds better than a 31. Now that's just my opinion. It still sounds real good. Let's see. Here you have a switch PCB. I didn't realize this till after I finished my install, but the switch PCB, if I can get the focus, is slanted. It's kind of hard to tell, and I thought I put little dabs of glue on each side and then pressed it down all the way, holding it down for a couple minutes to let it dry, and it wouldn't slide into the hilt. And I tried doing everything, taking it off, to maybe re-glue it, all like that, and that wouldn't work. There's no other way you can get inside to take this off. So I tried sanding down this tactile switch to match the height of this one, so it'd slide in the chassis, and I ended up breaking this tactile switch completely off. So I soldered a new one, but it has a lower profile, tactile button, and I couldn't find anything in my workshop that I could glue to this to get it to this height. So what I did is I took solder on my soldering gun, and I would put a decent amount and then let it fall on this mat and then let it cool off, and it would naturally be flat on the bottom and then kind of have like this dome shape. And then I glued that on top of the tactile switch. So this is actually a piece of solder that's helping me be able to press this. I could have just went and did a 1-button setup, but I prefer a 2-button setup, whether it's Proffie or CFX. Here's the Proffie 3.9 board. Really nice board. My first time using one. I have a couple Proffie 2.2s, and there's a lot more memory on this board. I have about 25 fonts. Not too complex of blade styles, but it's only taking up 36% of the memory. So these would be perfect for crystal chamber builds and stuff like that, just because there's so much more memory than the Proffie 2.2. Here you have a kill switch on the side. Uses a J-lock system because there's a screw in the hilt. I believe it's one of these screws up here that guides the chassis and locks into place. And then here is a shtok Echo V4 pixel connectors. Had a couple of V3s, and this is the V4, and these are insanely bright. For being, Echo connectors, it's super bright. Really nice. Though I think on the website it says they're not pre-resistored. The pixels are, but not the connector itself. Thankfully, Proffie, the data pad, for sure one is already pre-resistored. So if I were to get this for a CFX, I think I would have to put a 470 or 3 something ohm resistor in the data line. On why it's not pre-resisted already, kind of doesn't make sense, though most blades do come pre-resisted, but you never know. So overall, this was a super easy build. Did this in probably 3 hours. This is my 4th hilt I've installed so far in my installing, career, I guess you could say, hobby. And it's getting faster and better each time I do more installs. And especially with this being proffie, it was super easy, since the first 3 are CFX and you need 4 wires or 4 negative LED pads on the board. And you could, bridge them with a wire on top, but I prefer to have no wires showing on top, so I just do 4 28 gauge. But anyways, let's get this started. So you can see, super good. It sounds really good, really loud. The sound is pretty good in the hilt, not the greatest, since there's only sound venting right there at the bottom of this clip. So I'm thinking of drilling some holes on the side of these, because I don't really care about accuracy. I'd just rather have my hilt sound better. So
Kylo Ren.
Of course, you have to have a Vader font that goes with the hilt.
I hope so, Commander, for your sake. The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am.
So yeah, pretty amazed this front button still works, considering I had to replace it with a whole new one and glued a piece of solder on top of it. But hey, we got there. That was totally a user error on my fault. So I'm just gonna slide it in real quick and show you it in the hilt. Sorry for the darkness right there, but I have to do everything with one hand. So you basically just line up that screw, or this J-lock system with that screw, and then you just click it in, and you'll hear and feel a click, and then we'll screw on this grip section. And then for video purpose, I'm just gonna leave this piece off, just because it sounds so much better with it off. And it does come with a nice blade plug, it's super nice.
Where is that shuttle going? As you wish.
We've got gesture controls. Absolutely love it on proffie. And I only have this volume set to 1800, and I even turned it down on the saber itself. So it's insane how loud this is. But once you get a little bit higher, it doesn't really sound the greatest.
Destiny lies with me, Skywalker. Obi-Wan knew this to be true.
This right here is your blade retention. So you just unscrew it and you can slide the blade plug out. It takes a 1-inch blade. Blade fits in there real nice. It's nice, like, a little tight. Just real nice. Not like 89 sabers tight where you gotta really shove it down in there. But yeah, it feels real good. Lock up real quick. Sorry for the... Like I said, that connector is super bright. Sound venting could be a little bit better, but like I said, I'm just going to drill some holes in there. I don't really care. And if you get this from KR Sabers, you can get a free STL file for a grip guide. I'm almost tempted just to put them on myself and just say, screw it. You know, I'm not going to sell this, so I could care less if it's not completely accurate, just because my friend's taking a long time just to print that for me. Eventually, I'll get my own 3D printer. Probably put it over there. But for now, we'll just have to make do. So yeah, super surprised that this button still works. It took me about a good hour and a half to figure out what to do. Like I said, could have done a 1 button, just use this as a 1 button, but I really prefer 2 buttons. It's a lot easier to navigate and do stuff. So just a little hiccup there, but we still got it to work, which is awesome.
Lord Vader.
Put the Kyberphonics Father V2 A New Hope lockup and clashes on there just because it sound. I love these classic clashes. Really like this pixel connector. It's super bright.
Commander Skywalker, do you copy? Chewie? Take care of yourself, okay? Okay. He told me enough. He told me you killed him. Chewie? Take care of yourself, okay?
Why does that? Let's see what else we got on here.
Are you a Jedi? I am. May the Force be with you. Supreme Leader.
That lightsaber was Luke's.
Really nice shine through on this blade plug. Super glad this came with this blade plug. I really like this blade plug.
Lord Vader. Did you truly think that you could defeat me? Prince Arkham.
I love the lockup on this one. So yeah, that is basically the DV6 from the KR Sabers, or Saber Armory, but you know, KR Sabers, with the think Goth Eco, maybe wrong, but for sure the Eco chassis. Super nice chassis, super sturdy. Love the design of the chassis. Super easy to wire everything up, plenty of room, stuff like that. And then the Proffie 3.9 was obviously super easy to wire up. Just fed all my wires through all the, you know, all the holes in the pads, and then we'll just go each one and solder, which is real nice. You can even fit a 22 gauge wire up in the hole and solder it, unlike CFX where, you know, all the 28s fit real nice, but a 22 you can't fit up there. So I would solder the bottom, pre-tin the bottom of the CFX, and then just press the wire and solder it into it, which is fine. Love both boards. It's probably been about 9 to 10 months since I've really played around with Proffie, since I'm more of a CFX guy now. But building a config was super easy. I've always known how to do my own config, but this time I just use Fet's Fet263, who's a goat in this community. Thank you, Fet. I just use his config builder right here. And it's super easy for anybody who's getting a Proffie and they don't do their research first, which is a lot of people. Definitely want to check this out and build your own config, especially if you get an 89 sabers with a Proffie. Their configs kind of suck that come from the factory. But yeah, it's super easy. The only thing you have to do is just trying to think, I don't think I have it up right here, is when you go to the wiring diagram, which shows you what pads to do, you just type in how many buttons and it'll show you where to solder everything, and then you know, your blade stuff. And what it does is just, you need to copy this bottom code right here, the blade config thing, and then you just copy that into Fet's config builder at the very top, and then everything else you just click on the checkbox if you want, and then at the bottom is when you put in your blade styles and your fonts. And it's crazy, I accidentally had a T in front of one of my fonts for the tracks, and I kept getting a font directory not found, and it wouldn't work. And it was just that little mistake, so you definitely want to comb through your configs before you upload it and stuff like that. And then when I put on, what font was it? The Kylo Ren font package. It didn't have like the swings in the font config. It just had a hum start. And I honestly don't remember Proffie fonts needing a config file like that for the swings and stuff. But like I said, I haven't dealt with Proffie in such a long time, so I had to fix that. But other than that, super easy install, super easy building your own config and adding blade styles. That's always been easy, but it's even easier now. So people that are getting this hobby, they're buying, you know, LGT, TXQ, Proffie hilts, definitely check out Fet's website and build your own config, or just add to the one that you have. It's super easy. Stevens at Power Ups has a great Proffie 3.9 like config, or you know, how to set up your Proffie board and stuff like that with Arduino and all that. But like I said, it's super easy. You just download Arduino, you download the Proffie 7 point whatever OS folder, you know, you add Arduino, or Arduino might already be in there, and then you go to common, you go to config, and you add the config. And then when you're in Arduino, you put in there's a URL that Fet has that you put in there for the Proffie board. You download that, click Proffie 3.9 or 2.2, you know, your serial web USB for the settings like that. You just follow that video and then you upload it. And then for this board, I did have to use the Zadig which is like a can't exactly remember what kind of, you know, program it is, but it downloads new drivers. But you have to be very careful you don't, you know, accidentally delete one of your computer drivers. So, but yeah, it's super easy. There it is right there. You know, you just hit Steam stem 32 bootloader, and then you have to just download the driver, and then your computer can recognize the proffie board. And yeah, other than that, proffie super easy, but obviously CFX is the easiest. But enough rambling on. This is the DV6 KR sabers with proffie 3.9. Super easy install. If this is anybody's looking to install their first saber, this would definitely be one that's really easy. Otherwise, the Saber Bay Kellen Beck, the third one in the back with the red switch, that one's probably the easiest one that you can also do too. But Proffie's probably the easiest soundboard to wire to besides Golden Harvest. Alright, so thanks guys for checking it out. Hopefully I'll have another hilt in the next week or two to install. This week I'm taking a little break from installing because I've been installing I get 3 days off, so I've been installing on each of those 3 days off for the last 3 to 4 weeks now. So I'm just gonna take this week off and chill, and then do an install next week. So thanks for the support and comments and views. Have a good one.